the objectives of APPO member countries is to see APPO align with the global oil and energy direction set out by the United Nations, by the World Petroleum Council, by the World Energy Council, by the African Development Bank, NEPAD, etc. So APPO will be one of the most important organizations in Africa. You know, let me remind you that now in Africa, we face three important challenges: the security challenge, the food challenge, and the energy challenge. Currently, African citizens are suffering of energy poverty. And in the continent, we have plenty of natural energy resources. And it is a very big paradox that with this wealth in energy resources, but we are suffering the lack of energy. So now, if we take the oil global geopolitics, you see that in American continent, the industry of petroleum is changing by producing now shale oil. When we are producing shale oil, it means that the conventional oil is on depletion. On depletion is about to finish. It's about to finish. And WTI is conventional petroleum. So we have to stop it. We have to take our independence. We have here in Africa plenty of petroleum with very good quality. If you take the petroleum of Gulf of Virginia, it has very good quality. Moreover, the Bonny Light petroleum is one of the most, has the most quality so in the world.
Wow,
so
which one is that?
Bonny Light.
Bonny Light.
Bonny Light is in Nigeria. This is in Nigeria. So we can make it as reference and petroleum to have the price of the petroleum, to make the quotation through Bonny Light petroleum. So we have to create here in Africa stock market.
Wow. How has the journey been since you relocated, since you moved the Secretariat of APPO to Abuja, Nigeria?
So let me remind you that African Petroleum Producers Organization, APPO, previously African Petroleum Producers Association, APA, is an African intergovernmental organization created on January 27th, 1987 in Lagos, Nigeria. So after more than a quarter century of existence, it was recognized by the ministers that despite some progress made, APPO did not meet the expectation of member countries. So the organization had entered in a very serious weakness and no visibility. So the Council of Ministers decided of the reform of this organization because really anybody didn't see the impact of the existence of this organization in the economy of the member countries. So when I took office in July 2015, so we undertook this reform, and by the end of the reflection, the discussions of on the reform, the Council of Ministers held in January 2018 in Luanda, Angola, decided to relocate the headquarters of APPO to Nigeria for certain reasons. So it is strategic reasons. Because first, Nigeria is the biggest oil country in Africa. Nigeria have experience, a very long experience in petroleum production. So here in Nigeria we can find technical support, financial support, diplomatic, even strategic support. And after 1 year, of existence here in Abuja. So we have made and adopted a new vision and mission, the new strategic objectives of the organization. So the new guidelines, principles, and values, the general structure, the name of the organization, and the mission charters and of the organs and the bodies of the organization. So it has been even decided of the establishment of a summit of head of states of member countries of APPO in principle and as when it is necessary. So it means that the reform, so we undertake from July 2015, I think that now we attend with the expectations of our member countries. So we finished this reform, and 1 month and a half ago, the Council of Ministers met here in Abuja, and then they appreciate the job that has been done. And now we have another meeting because the reform is ending on March 31st of this year. And on April 2nd, we'll have statutory meeting of Council of Ministers in Malabo. And from this date in Malabo, the Council of Ministers will launch the new APPO. So from this date, so we have the new APPO that has been to be launched.
So the Council of Ministers will launch March 28th or when?
March
28th. Out of.
Okay, so
a rundown of
okay.
the timetable.
All right, okay. So let me remind you that the period of transition ran from April 1st, 2018 and ended March 31st, 2019. So we have, during this time, statutory meeting of APPO. And this statutory meeting will be held in Equatorial Guinea. So at this time, we'll have, during this time, so we'll have, so let me say that it's the first ordinary post-reform APPO Council. And we have executive council of board meeting. So the meeting of ad hoc legal committee. We have the meeting of CEO of African National Oil Companies. And from April 3rd to April 5th, will be held the 7th edition of African Petroleum Congress and Exhibition, so what we call CAP 7. So it is another APPO activity that is held every 3 years, and which Equatorial Guinea has the honor to. So my name is Muhammad Lawan Gaya. I am the Secretary General of African Petroleum Producers Organization, APPO.
Hope to see you at Malabo. Can you do something like that?
I hope to see you at Malabo during the African Energy Year and the African Congress and Exhibition of Petroleum.